Hello, everyone who watching us. Thank you for the interest to our webinar. My name is Iva Kozlovska. I'm a founder at Qubit Labs, a staffing company. Today with us, Oksana Zabolotnya, moderator our webinar. And today we wanted to discuss the most famous questions from our customers around all of the world about our staffing service, about hiring process, about budgeting, and all details what we can share with you during this meeting. Please, if you will have additional questions after we will answer top 10 or even more, feel free to ask, and I will be happy to answer everything what you wanted to know. And also, we will send you all details after our call to your email, which you left when you registered on this event. So, Oksana, I think we can start. Hello.
Yes. Hi, Eva. Thank you for introduction and introducing everyone here. I suggest that we can start from introducing yourself and share a few words about Qubit Labs, its story, how we started, and what experience we have in outsourcing.
Okay, got a question. So guys, we are in the market already 7 years, and we have worked with different sizes of companies and different locations as well. So for now, we have customers from US, from Australia, from Africa, Middle East, Europe. So a lot of customers will have a startup stage after they have investments and ready to hire their own team. So we have experience with small companies, with enterprises, and that is why we have, because we work with customers from US and from Australia, we're always trying to find the best solution for customers with the time zone issues, with the budget issues, with expertise gap. So we try to find solution for everybody individually. Me personally, I have experience in HR, in IT companies. That is why we know exactly how to care about your people, how to keep people long-term with you. So for now, we have some teams who working with us more than 5 years together and still happy and continue. So which is great for customers not to spend time and money for placement process. So we have a list of industries we are working with, but we don't have actually limited because we hire everybody from scratch. So our recruiting team, the more than 10 people with great international recruitment experience, able to hire everywhere, literally, and with all technologies or all positions you need to have in your team to be successful and have a great performance. So this is about us. We started 7 years ago and started like outsource, but decided that we know how to do outstaff better. That is why we switched to outstaff, and happy with the decision till now.
Okay, and that leads me to the next question. What's the difference between outsourcing and outstaffing? Because each company chooses something to their own preference. And why companies choose one or another? Like in few words, if you can share these differences.
Sure, and actually we are helping to our potential customers and companies who come to us for advice to help to choose correct service on their stage of company. What I mean, actually, Outsource is a company who able to provide hourly rate service, time per material, who able to have short-term projects, who able to manage everything full site project by themselves, and you like a customer just controls that everything on time and everything that you planned. This service works best for companies who are not ready to have a full-time long-term team. Don't know exactly what kind of team size they need to have, and they like on MVP or an idea stage startups, or big companies who have needs for temporary help, like they have their own development department inside their company structure. Just for some reason they need temporary help with development. just don't want to increase their team for full time. That is why outsource can be a little bit more expensive than outstaff, and you don't waste your time for recruitment, for example, and it can be short-term and long-term collaboration. If we're speaking about outstaff, it's more for companies who have long-term goals and who know exactly what kind of team size they need to have full-time with them. What kind of roles they need to have in their team, and want to manage their own budgets, for example, and for some reason don't want to hire in-house in that location where they're based. Maybe not enough expertise, or too high salary expectations, or taxes, or something else, different reasons. This company is better to go to outstaff, because with us, for example, we start our collaboration from recruitment. So we hire people individually to our customers. We don't give you like limit of CVs from our bench, and you should to choose like from 3 or 4 persons who are available now. We're able to hire from scratch. We don't have limited of candidates, and also we attract attention on soft skills as well, because it's long-term collaboration, and customer, the one who decide or everything about team, who we hire, who we fire, what kind of salary we offer, who a customer want to replace, all decisions about customer from customer. Just we manage all back office processes, we manage all decisions, and help customer to be more effective without spending time and money on legal part or social part or some office management or HR part, because we cover everything like that. If that is means that when company know exactly that they need, like, for example, 5 people for 1+ year full-time work with them, better to go to outstaff when you can make decisions, when you can choose budgets, when you can choose people on same page with you. If you need temporary help with development or just for MVP stage, it's better to go to outsource.
Okay, thank you. And now let's talk a little bit more about US companies and US market. And we have the question about what US companies outsource more. I mean, like, does enterprise companies hire offshore developers? Does startup hire offshore developers? Like, does the size, does the company size influence their decision? Like, how they choose? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, we have a different experience in this case, because we have enterprise companies from US and startups from US, more startups, because we Qubit Labs, it's a middle-sized company, we're not enterprise as well. That is why we prefer to work with small or middle-sized companies, because we are more flexible in this case, and decisions and results more faster, because companies who make decisions, our customers who make decisions about people, about team, about location, they're pretty flexible as well and fast make decisions. If we speak about enterprise, it's pretty long process, because we meet all inside recruitment processes and stages. So that is why it can take more time, like months, to hire team. If we speak about startups, it weeks. If everything okay. So what main request from all companies, doesn't matter of size, that they have scared, I don't know how to say that, about time zone difference, like because it's 7 or sometimes 10 hours difference, and that is why they afraid they can communicate with people full time 8 hours per day online. But as I mentioned from scratch, that we are working with the customers from different parts of the world, so we are trying to manage these issues from scratch. And because we hire from scratch all team members, we're able to discuss time schedule, working schedule with the candidates, and try to manage that way that if customer based in US, we ask team to start their working day. If they're based in Europe, we ask team to start their working day a little bit later than is usual. And that is why customer have more than 4 or 5 hours working online together with their team, even when they in different time zone. So for now, we have more than 5 startups from US working with us more than 3 years with their team, and they just increase team. And they don't feel any issues about time zone difference. Then next, it's if you speak specifically about US customers, the next question they ask is about payments method, because we need to fill some kind of form to show that we are not resident in US. So we have free taxes collaborations between us and US because we are Estonian company. But if customer from US didn't have previous experience to work with outside market with payments, that is the question what they ask, if we're able to fill the forms for tax offices to show that we are not residents and we don't pay taxes in US. So we're able to solve this issue, not even issue, scares or stereotypes. So it's not a problem at all for collaboration. English level of people, that this can be an issue as well, because some of customers have previous experience with different locations, and where, for example, with Outsource. And in Outsource, it's possibility when team don't know English on a good level, but they have project manager between customer and team who can able to translate everything. Just it's not very effective if we speak about long-term collaboration. That is why in our case, when we hire from scratch, we check English skills. So all people we hire are able to speak English, not only read something or translate in some translators or read emails or write emails. They able to speak and communicate. And also they able to, customer able to check it on their interview, how comfortable or not comfortable to communicate with team member and make decision if it will be an issue potentially, communication in team or no. So it's like, I think top three questions from customer.
Questions from the customer. But yeah. In general, do you see US market open for such kind of collaboration? Is it more open than Europe? From your perspective?
I can give you an example. I can give you an example. I had a call with a customer from California, and he asked me about budgets. Like for all customers, we are preparing budgets from scratch individually, like how it works. After a call with me, I introduced customer to our service. And then if customer see that can be interesting for them, not outsourcing, not staff, so they back to me with job descriptions and list of locations. They choose from our list of locations from where they open to hire. Like, for example, we have 10 countries in our list with a different time zone, so customer able to choose which country best for them. And we start from research, individual research. We take so yes, if you will have questions after, I will be happy to answer. So we take job description and check all regions we choose, how many people with this expertise in that regions, by levels as well, like how many years of experience, how many people with a tech stack, and also what kind of salary expectation in that specific location, what kind of taxes in that specific location, and then customer able to see which countries better in their case. One customer on call said that, okay, I need to have a budget, but I don't have time for this research. Maybe you can give me an idea how much it will cost in general to hire people with you. I shared numbers and he was surprised, like, wow, I able to hire 2 with my budgets for 1 in US. Customer able to hire 2 people with the same budget for 1 in Europe, in our regions. So if we speak about European customer, they, of course, they're open as well, because it's a big gap of expertise. But in this case, motivation not about budgets, it's motivation about expertise. If you speak about US, it's a big motivation about budgets as well, because you can build very effective team, but half price.
Yeah. I also think of adding something, that the time zone is really seen as issue for the US customers, and they sometimes choose to hire in Mexico or like in South America countries, but not because they see them as better or something, but because they have never had an experience of working with Eastern Europe or countries like Kazakhstan, which are in different time zones. So it's great that there are companies that deal with that and open more markets for the US and give more opportunities for hiring. Okay.
But we actually add some locations in Qubit Labs. We add Mexico and Latin America to our list. Brazil, for example, Argentina. But from our now experience, we can say that they have good expertise just in some industries. So if we speak about blockchain technology, Brazil and Argentina have a good level of expertise, like great level. If you speak about fintech, not really. So it depends on industry.
Okay. How about remote management? How you can deal with that in different time zones and with a team that is so far away from the company?
First of all, we meet all expectations of our customer and all their inside processes. Like as usual, if customer already have their own IT department, they already have some methodologies and processes inside companies. So that we know before we start recruitment, we know exactly that customer using, like, for example, agile or something else or hybrid. We know exactly what kind of meetings they have, how many times per week, is every day or time to time. So we know all of this management from inside, and we share this with potential candidates. So our candidates we hire from customer meet all process what customer already have inside team. They join all calls that time what we discussed before. They follow all instructions, all methodologies with customer using. So all management on customer. In this case, sometimes customer ask us to hire additional project manager who will help to manage and communicate with team, but it's like more maybe 20% of customer. More of our clients, they prefer to manage team directly because it's first of all confidential protection. So we don't hold any code. We not keep anything on our side. Everything what customers share with developers directly. So everything on customer side. It's no option to steal something or not to give code after, for example, let's imagine some team member decided to leave. So no risk to lose code what that person was doing during working with company. So we didn't have any problem with that. If we see that we have HR attention who always online with customer and with team. So if we see that team member don't respond in time or not online, or we speak with customer have some kind of issues with performance, from our side, we try to check if everything okay, if team member happy with this team, or some kind of risk of replacement. And if we see that team member don't follow customers' processes, we advise customer to replace the person, because if we will start to have an issue without any reasons, it's not a good potential. That is why we discussed with customers usual to replace the person and to have all on the same page. In our case, we don't have any additional cost for replacements. So for customer, it's free. Just our goal to build effective collaboration between customer and team. That is why if we see that something going wrong, we try to find a solution and offer to customer more effective way.
Great. And I guess there is also a question about cultural differences. What countries are best to match with the US companies and managers? How to deal with cultural differences?
You know, I'm originally from Ukraine, so of course I will tell you that Ukraine is the best country to match with our culture. But we have more than 10 countries, like Poland, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Moldova, Armenia, and other. We didn't have issues with mentality and with the culture from that regions. We advise to work with this region because people who are working, they they focus on performance. They are involved in projects. They're not just workers you hire who just come to do their job and leave without any interest to project. That is why like our core teams and customers work with us long term, because it's like perfect match between them, and they feel comfortable with each other and they are interested in each other. That is why it's long term like guarantee of effective collaboration. We had a customer who was working with the different locations, but stopped back to us because of culture difference. What kind of issues we heard? Like, I will not share what kind of regions because it will be correct from my side. Just why they did it. From their words, like some regions, they more focus on outsource, not outstaff. That is why they don't have that involving in project. They don't read documentation. They don't ask questions. For example, if customers share what they want to see in the final results in like a couple of weeks, they expect that if something not okay, or team have comments, or team have questions, to be able to understand is everything correct. They don't do that, and in customer wait 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks you can see not what they expect at all. And the customers still pay for that time. But the problem was just because team didn't ask additional questions. In these regions, what we offer, people so excited about their work for list of reasons. I will not share all of these reasons, but they're more involved in projects. So sometimes customers ask us like, why they ask so many questions? And we are trying to explain that it's good that they ask questions, so you will know exactly that you will have that what you expect to have, not like you expect, I don't know, flowers and you have clouds.
It's a matter of communication, yes.
Yes.
And that's actually how company facilitates the communication between team and the client. And there is some time when it's necessary to step in, even if it's an outsourced IT staffing team, which basically works directly for the client. Still, it's vendor's responsibility to oversee how it's going and to make sure that everything goes in the right direction and correctly and according to the expectations of the client. Okay, and I have the last prepared question. Okay. In your opinion, what is the most and the first factor that drives companies away from why they decide not to outsource? What stops them? And what of those reasons are actually not true? Like,
from what I heard from our customers or a network, first it's like data protection. A lot of customers don't want, or they want to control what kind of laptop people use for work, that is all secure, and no one will steal data, and like everything what depends from security. So it's like I don't want to tell that it's kind of old school, but it's still there even after COVID, especially some regions, not still now, not very flexible in remote work. But for example, we had a case before COVID. We had a potential customer from UK, and they told us like, okay, we decided that we don't want to have remote team. We would like to have in-house, and they didn't want to work with us. After COVID started, they back to us and told me that now they saw why it can be effective, more effective sometimes even. And that's why they became more flexible and ready to hire remotely. One customer came with like an issue that he afraid that he will spend a lot of time for management if team will be remote. Like if everybody in office or in-house, it's much more easier to communicate because you see people face to face, and you don't spend a lot of time to manage them. Like one meeting per day maximum, and that's all. If it's a remote worker, like you will spend much more time. And we explain that it's like virtual office. Everybody work in the same time. Everybody online. You have same meetings. Just it's not offline. It's online meetings. So you spend literally the same time like in office space. And also now it's an issue to hire people work in office because even candidates not ready to go back to office work. Like they say that they're ready, some of them want, but they don't want to back literally like it was. They're ready to come back like once a week or twice a week, not more. So companies keep in office, but office empty almost all the time. But yeah, so it's time for management. Can be an issue for customer because they think that they will spend more time. It's security. Some customer, for example, in our case, they provide, like as usual, Qubit provides hardware for all of teams, but some customer, to protect their data, they provide hardware themselves. So we help them with logistics. We help them with documents that they will get that hardware back, even it's remote people. So yeah, but that's how they try to protect their data, to use their own hardware. They set up specifically with the same security policies they have inside the company. Time zone we already discussed. Budgets. It can be an issue. Just in regions we hire people, budgets as usual very comfortable because all locations was chosen, they have special offers for IT, for engineers with taxes. That is why we still pay taxes, of course, and our developers pay taxes. Just those taxes, not like 40% or 45%. The taxes 6%. That is why budget of customer budget became much more less, only about taxes from scratch. Then, of course, it can be a seller expectation and maybe something more, loyalty of people. But even with taxes, you can save a lot of money and to use them to hire more people and to build more effective team.
thank you. Well, I guess that we will end our webinar part now and go to the questions. but I will have to stop the recording because we will have guests, and I hope to see you soon to discuss Australia market. And also we are preparing a new article about the differences and comparison about US taxes and the European taxes. So I think that it will be also interesting for our viewers and readers. Thank you, Eva. And
thank you, Oksana.
Thank you.